Ladies and gents, welcome down to the Sunday Breakdown. Today we're going to be taking a look at the British Grand Prix. Happened a while back here. Still in the 2021 season, but it's been a couple races back now. Haven't got to it, but today we're going to be breaking it down for you guys, taking a look at it. Pretty interesting race. Silverstone, always a fun circuit. You see a lot of things, and a lot of things happened this year, so we'll be taking a look at that. If you guys enjoy these videos, leave a like, consider subscribing, and without any further ado, let's get into it. I hope you all are doing well. As I mentioned before, we're going to be taking a look at the British Grand Prix in Silverstone Circuit, Silverstone, UK. This is arguably the most popular racetrack in the world and biggest event for F1, I think. It's a pretty big deal, and nice to see that we have it on the calendar this year, and nice that we see that fans came this year. Usually has a big showing, has been in the past, and this year was no exception. A lot of people came out to support, and it was nice to see the grandstands filled. I wasn't there, but we got to see that on TV, and that was pretty cool. Just a vibe that I enjoyed. This was the first time that they tried a sprint race, and they tried a regular race. F2 does this every year. They have a sprint race. I believe that is the Saturday afternoon, and then Sunday you have the regular race. I think that's how they had it planned. I don't remember which thing it was, but it's 17 laps. Very short race for Silverstone. That is probably one tire, maybe two. Yeah, there wasn't many pit stops during that time, but yeah. So it was just interesting to see two pit stops, I think. No, one pit stop. Mark my one pit stop. So it was interesting to see that implementing that. In my opinion, don't let this sway what you guys think. It wasn't the same because you wake up Friday and you see a qualifying, and it's weird seeing how people qualify, and then you see sprint race and everyone doing all right, and but the only thing I did like was it changes qualifying. Format is still the same, but when you go to the sprint race determines the starting grid for Sunday. So if you don't perform at the top level, it does hurt you just a little bit. George Russell, his quali was qualified 8th, which was pretty good, and he maintained that. He just went down 9th, and that's where he started the grid in the points. So it's pretty impressive. I did like to see that. Unfortunately, he fell during the actual race, but sprint, it adds some competition. People who aren't the best at quali, but then have good races, or things happen in the sprint race that don't usually happen otherwise. So it's interesting to see that. Interesting to see what goes on. I don't know if they'll keep it for next year. If this is something that they'll implement, keep only during special times. I haven't heard anything of that sort, but we'll see how it goes. So waking up Friday morning, we still get a practice one, but then we get a qualifying in the afternoon. Pretty interesting. Everything seemed pretty similar. Not much out of the ordinary for these guys. It's just getting back. Everyone knows the circuit. Even Alonso, Fernando, he knows the circuit. He's been there for a while. He's the only returning guys, but F2 has raced here and all that sort. So Friday morning, P1 practice 1, FP1. We get Russell going 20th, Mazepin 19th, Lance Stroll 18th, Schumacher 17th, Latifi 16th, Raikkonen 15th, Fernando Alonso 14th, Giovinazzi 13th, Sonoda 12th, Gasly 11th. Ocon makes it top 10 with his Alpine, Ricardo 9th, Perez 8th, Vettel 7th, Sainz 6th, Bottas 5th, Leclerc fourth, Hamilton third, Norris second, and Verstappen first. We'll see Leclerc and Norris be very competitive in the top. They're not two drivers that are fighting for the top spot in the championship, but they are very competitive drivers, and I think both of them have a bright future ahead in F1. I think it's going to be interesting to see how they progress with either their designated team or if they move around. 2022, the 2022 season car has already been decided, and that's an interesting car. And then teams have, for the most part, been decided. I think we know, us fans have a good idea of where people are going. We know Lewis Hamilton's going to be racing with George Russell in the Mercedes Silver Arrows, and Bottas is going to go to take Raikkonen's spot at what is that? Alfa Romeo. Yeah, so that's going to happen. I'm not sure about the other guys though. I think Albon is going. He's coming back, I believe, to replace Russell, because he's going to be moving out. I just don't know of the other guys. Not quite sure, but I think that's secure, and everyone else is probably going to stay the same. Haven't heard of any F2 guys that are coming up. Any news on that? But correct me if I'm wrong in the comments below. Coming back after lunch or whatever, you get a qualifying. You get a Q3, Q1, and Q2. Not in that order, obviously. Q1 goes first. But yeah, everyone goes out, tries to put in their fastest lap for the sprint race that would follow Saturday afternoon. It's interesting. People run I think best lap in the first one was a 27.4. No, 27 flat. I don't think anyone broke 27 in Q1. It's just interesting, but is what it is. Bottom five guys that get eliminated. Mazepin would start 20th, Schumacher 19th, Latifi 18th, Raikkonen 17th, and Yuki Tsunoda 16th. So that's pretty interesting. I would have thought Tsunoda and Raikkonen would do better, because we have seen, well, it's a competitive grid, nonetheless, but yeah, because from 15th through 18th is 2/10, so still competitive back there, but it's out of the ordinary for these guys to not stay in the pack, or closer to the pack, closer up front in the pack. Q2 rolls around, and Lance Stroll puts in a 1:27.665, leaving him 15th on the starting grid for the sprint race. Giovinazzi 14th, Ocon 13th, Pierre Gasly 12th, and Fernando Alonso 11th. Nice display by him with a 1:27.245. Now moving up to the top 10 shootout Q3, where a lot of drama happens, especially with the fans. It's lively, a lot of drama and big energy on that Friday afternoon. Not how you usually see it. It's a different vibe. But Vettel goes 10th, Sainz 9th, Russell, beautiful lap, 1:26.9, putting him 8th. Then Ricciardo, the 7th spot, Lando Norris just ahead of him with a 1:26.897. In 6th place, Perez in 5th, Charles Leclerc in 4th, Bottas in 3rd, Verstappen in 2nd, and Hamilton in 1st. Now, mind you, this is not the starting grid for the actual race on Sunday, the Sunday race. This is only the starting grid for the race on Saturday morning, Saturday afternoon, around then. And then the result from that sprint race, the 17-lap race, determines the grid for Sunday. So you still have redemption. Mazepin could come first. Who knows? Well, we know because that happened. But yeah, you get a practice too. Everyone gets a second practice, so that's all right. No 3 practice sessions though. I guess sprint race counts as, or no, qualifying I guess counts as a little bit of quality in practice, just because it's not really final. You still have redemption time. But Schumacher goes 20th, Mazepin 19th, Lance Stroll 18th, Vettel 17th, Yuki 16th, Latifi 15th, Raikkonen 14th, Alonso 13th, Giovinazzi 12th, Russell 11th, Gasly 10th, Bottas 9th, Hamilton 8th, Ricciardo 7th, Norris 6th, Perez 5th, Ocon in 4th, Carlos Sainz 3rd, Charles Leclerc 2nd, and Verstappen goes 1st. Just a chill day for these guys, just running it, practicing some stuff. Not really competitive, as the fastest time was at 129.9, just working out some tweaks for the race there. Sprint grid was determined by the qualifying, and then you have the sprint race. Sprint race goes as planned, except for Perez, as he DNFs and isn't able to finish the race. And points are rewarded for this. Top 3 get points. So podium holders get points. You get 1 point for third, 2 points for second, and 3 points for first. Verstappen secured the 3-point bag with the 17 laps finishing first. Going down the grid, though, you have Mazepin in 19th, Schumacher in 18th, Latifi 17th, Yuki Tsunoda 16th, Giovinazzi 15th, Stroll 14th, Kimi Raikkonen 13th, Pierre Gasly 12th, Carlos Sainz 11th, Esteban Ocon 10th, George Russell 9th, Sebastian Vettel 8th, Fernando Alonso 7th, Daniel Ricciardo 6th, Lando Norris 5th, Charles Leclerc 4th, Bottas 3rd, and Hamilton 2nd, and then Verstappen on the top. Once again, very nice to see the 2 McLaren drivers move up. Competitive team, and I love both Lando Norris and Daniel Ricciardo, both to see them do well. Ferrari, not a big fan, but they are doing well, so gotta give props to them. It was, even though I don't love the team, I like Ferrari cars, but F1 team I just haven't been drawn to, especially last year. It was a rough season for them, and you don't like seeing when your competitors are at the bottom. And it's nice to see them at the top. So even though I don't support that team and they're not my team, I would say McLaren's my team. Even though Ferrari is my team, it's nice to see them that they're doing well and doing better than last year. Last year was rough, it was sad to see that. But I digress. So that is the sprint race, 17 laps finished, and that is the starting grid for Sunday's race. Sunday's race was how you would expect a Silverstone race to go. It was pretty crazy. There's good racing, good strategy, and some upsetness by teammates and just fellow racers. 52 laps at Silverstone, hot, semi-hot, I think. It was in July, so it gets a little hot, and that has to do with tires. But you only get so much time, and they gotta put the work in. So it's interesting. Let's go down the grid now. Lap 1, and part of lap 1. Not even there yet. Going in a cop's corner down the old pit straight. Verstappen and Hamilton were side by side. Verstappen on the outside, Hamilton trying to go down the inside. Now, Verstappen established his line towards the outside. He pushed Hamilton inside. He went towards the middle down the old pit straight, but Hamilton still has space. And when they went down Cop's corner, it's not a heavy braking zone. You just fly through, and when you fly through a corner like that, it happened in Imola last year. When you fly through a corner like that, you just gotta leave some space. Just a little courteous. Nothing against Hamilton at all. Nothing against both drivers. But it was just, I think it was a racing incident that happened. Yet the stewards thought it could have been prevented and gave Lewis Hamilton a 10-second penalty. That seems right. 10-second penalty. Stop and go. with the pit stop. So he took that when he went in for his first pit stop, I believe. So that was early on in the race. Verstappen DNFT crashed out. His tire went off his rim, and the race was red flagged from there. Off that though, you did have a good race between Charles Leclerc and Lewis Hamilton. Charles Leclerc start on the race restart was number one, and he led most of the laps during this race, but just unfortunately choked at the end. Good racing between Daniel Ricciardo and Fernando Alonso. Some competitive stuff between, I guess, a new guy and old guy. Not that anyone on the grid is quote unquote old, except I guess Kimi Räikkönen. But yeah, it's interesting to see that Sebastian Vettel got a little too greedy on the throttle and spinned it. Sabina. Yeah, so he spinned it lap 40 and just retired from there. But aside from that, it's pretty interesting. There was some back and forth between Hamilton and Bottas. They switched during the race. Hamilton was quite far behind, but was able to make up some ground. I think just a real showing of his pace there. It was pretty interesting. Perez got a little salty, or I guess not Perez. I think Red Bull got a little salty at Hamilton and wanted to take away one of his points. So I think lap 50, Perez went on softs and got the fastest time of the day by I think over a second. It was 1:28.617, so pretty fast lap, and just taking that away from Hamilton, just leaving him with 25 points. But aside from that, it was good racing. Lando Norris and Daniel Ricciardo picked up some good points for the McLaren team, 10 and 12, or 12 and 10 respectively. Lando Norris and Daniel Ricciardo, yeah, Ferrari did a nice job there. You see Sainz do 6th and Leclerc do 2nd. So podium finishes for Leclerc, and Sainz following closely behind. So good day of racing. I enjoyed it. I hope you guys did too. This is a race that I think you should check out, because this DNF by Max Verstappen could cost him the championship. This could go down as a race that the title champion fail. If this hadn't happened, obviously we don't know what's gonna happen. But the Drivers' Championship is very tight. It's between points, so you will always think, what if he hadn't crashed out? What if he had at least gotten a podium finish? I think Max Verstappen could have. I think Max Verstappen is a great driver, faster than Lewis Hamilton in some aspects. But we'll just have to wait and see what happens next time. Next week, or actually tomorrow, I'm going to be putting out an episode of Hungary and Belgium. Hungary, regular race. Belgium, not so much. Pretty short race. So going to be catching up on all this stuff this week. I hope you guys did enjoy. If you did, leave a like on the video. Consider subscribing. And until next time, peace.